What's going on? Christmas is in the air. I wish you could smell all these like little pine trees, the Christmas trees. Really wanted to make a video for you today. Felt like creating and keeping it simple. Actually in a place I don't even know. Okay. But today is a video not for everybody. This video is not for everyone. But for you who this video is for, I promise you by the end of it, you'll understand yourself a little bit more. And what I want today's video to be about is sharing your story. Sharing your story. I'm gonna walk through here, back the other way. It's a little more quiet. So many of you watching the vlog, you have been through so much. You've been through so much. Like you've overcome so much. And you kind of keep it to yourself. And I hope, and I know you guys like to see what's going on around, so we're gonna walk like this. What I hope that you'll start to realize is that you all who are trying to share your story with the world and share your story, and you keep asking how to share your story with the world, I want to encourage you to ask you to think of a different question. Now, how works great. We're gonna cross the street actually. How is a very dangerous thing to say. It works great when it's used very correctly. But a lot of times if you ask, how am I gonna do it? And you don't know how to do it, you're asking something that you have no idea what the answer is. So let's stop and not ask how to share your story with the world, but why. The question, the question would be, why do you want to share your story with the world? That's the main question. Hola, buenas tardes. Ah, buenas noches, sí. It's why you should share it with the world. It's because you've been through so much. You've been through so much. And when you share something, think about what it does to you. It's a form of giving. Now it kind of goes hand in hand with what's going on here. We're gonna get to the point of this video in a second, I promise. Just want to show you a little bit up here in Mexico. Pardon. You guys like to see what's going on around? Here you go. The question I'd like to ask you all is, why should you share it with the world? Why should you share your story, share your journey, document the process? So many people are caught up in how, but why? What if you start to ask yourself that? Like, I want you to think about how many people could benefit through the things that you fail at. Just the simple aspect of you failing at something and being unsure of something and being like not really confident and fearful of something. Think about how that could benefit other people. Think about how amazing it would be to look back on it in 5, 10, 20 years. The longer it is, the more power it has. Because I want you to think about this. I want you to think about your parents. If you didn't know your parents, think about maybe your grandparents or someone you grew up with, someone you admired that you know personally. Now imagine if them at the age of 18 or 25 or 30 or 40, they documented what they were going through. Imagine seeing your parents before they had you, and you follow their individual journey of them being confused, of them being lost. Imagine what that would do. Now, I don't want to force and motivate you to share your story, but I want you to just know the power of being able to do that. Because when you know the why and you know the result of what you want, the how just naturally comes. One of the things that with my clients and so many other people I talk to, everyone starts with the how. You don't know the how. And even if you knew the how, the why is not there, so it wouldn't last you any amount of time. So my question for you is why? It's different for everyone. For me, I just have been through so much in my life. I've been through so much, and I've been in the stage where everyone, listen, I've said before, when you're struggling, you don't have money, you know, you're paycheck to paycheck, like people understand when you're sad. People can understand that. But when you seem to have it all on paper. Everyone just assumes you should be happy. And when you're not, people are like, just be grateful for what you have. You have all this. Some people have nothing. It doesn't help. I talk a lot about being a pro athlete where everyone thinks everything's great and all dandy. And yeah, it is fun. But there's sides of it that's actually really sad and people don't talk about. The fact that you rears a zoo animal. Like when I arrive in the city, if I'm playing for Paris or I was playing in Perpignan, as you guys know, follow me on the trip. But before that, playing for Frankfurt in Germany, playing for Melbourne, Australia. When we land, I'm not a human to these people. I'm not Luke. I'm not Lukelifecharms like you know me. I'm a guy, an import player who's there to help them win. And when I do that, it's beautiful. But when I'm not, that's a different story. But I think when people can really realize that, the realness of it, like I feel sad even though everyone thinks that I have it all, and you can document that, you have no idea the power that has on someone else. Like what if your why for sharing your story, for sharing the process, for sharing the struggle, even if you just share the lessons, not even everything in the struggle, what if you made your why that my failures, my struggles, the things that I've been through is going to be someone else's survival guide? I don't know, maybe there'll be someone out there who's 31 years old at the top of their career and they're making the top money, they're living the best dream life, but their heart's pulling them to do something else. It doesn't make sense to anybody else except for them in their heart. It's in moments like that where I'm like, what I did, leaving basketball, leaving being a pro athlete, I hope that they can look at that part of me saying, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's next. I don't know how I'm going to keep this going. Like your story is so powerful. Like think about when you give, that feeling of giving. And I get so many people, some of you guys who schedule calls with me, the creative calls, that if you guys want to, they're linked in the description below. This is something we talk about every time. Everyone's so scared. And people are scared because of what they focus on. Fear comes from focusing on yourself. I know it's tough. That's what fear comes from. If I'm about to give a speech, if I'm talking right now to you, I'm like, well, this isn't an entertaining video. There's probably not a lot of people watching it. No one's probably even watching it up until this part. Like, what do they think about me? I don't have anything written down. I'm just talking off the top of my head. Are they gonna, I'm all thinking about me. Fear goes away the second I think about you. The second I think about you watching this video right now. That maybe this was the one video you needed to just snap and be like, oh my gosh, I need to just do this. You want a very simple answer. You're watching this on a phone most likely. Some of you guys watch it on the TV. You tag me on Instagram. That's pretty cool. I'll see myself on the TV. But you use your phone. I'm literally walking around here. I'm literally walking around where I am. This seems super boring to me. I mean, I live here. This is Mexico City. What's the big deal? Because that's the second thing that people say the most. Well, my life is boring. And one thing you should know, one thing I learned, someone taught me. Hola, amigo. Buenas noches. Hola, amigo. Buenas noches. One thing that somebody told me was that everyone's life is boring to them. Me, I travel. I can go anywhere, can live anywhere. That's like boring. Like it's just normal. For someone else, it's like, oh my gosh. But for some of you, you guys have you've been living in the same place for a long time. You have a lot of childhood friends. And I'm like, that's so cool. I don't know. I never was that person who grew up and had those friends for 20 years. That's not my life. I never had that. I've kind of always been on the move, changing schools or changing countries. I never had those long-time friends. I build deep bonds with people now because of that. So your life, which seems boring to you, is so fascinating to me because mine is so different. Whoa, what's up, cat? That's pretty scary. Okay. All right. But my main hope, not even hope, but my main thing that I hope you got from this video is the why. The why. Not how do I share my journey, how do I create content online, how do I start to tell my story, but why? Why? Start with why. What's the result that you want from this? And like I say, it's gonna feel weird. It might feel boring. But like, what if it was the thing that would change someone else's life? For me, when no one was watching my videos, I think I probably was getting, 9 views a video, and 6 of those were me watching. And I was like, I don't know if I should still keep doing this. I will, but it's sad that there's not any kind of motivation. And what I realized during the time period was that I just got to keep going. And then I got a message from a 14-year-old in Denmark. Don't know. I wrote him back. He didn't really, I don't know if we spoke too much. Buenas noches, amigo. And he wrote me and he told me, thank you so much for your videos. He was on the, I still remember like yesterday, he was gonna take his life. All he was done, he was made fun of in school all the time. And I'll never forget this kid. This 14-year-old kid from Denmark changed the way I looked at everything. I was like a kid who I never would have met any other kind of way. I was able to help, and I didn't even do anything except talk just what I'm doing now. And I'm just one person, I'm just me. Just people that you can reach that I can't reach as good as you can. Some of you, the things that you've been through, they need to hear it from someone who's been through it. There's a lot of things that I haven't been through. So I'm not able to help them the way you can. I still can, but it's not the relatability that you would have instantly. This is beautiful lighting, by the way, here. But I wanted to make this video because I want you to share your story. You've been through so much, and you're here. A lot of people have been through the exact same thing that you have, and they didn't make it on the other side. They couldn't deal with it. But you're here. You show up. A simple video like this that I'm filming with no entertainment, no music, nothing, and you're still here. Which means deep down you have that desire. You have that desire to share your story and help the world. And I know the more people that I can get to do this, the better the world will be. Because the only reason you watch me is because I have something that you have inside as well. We only watch and look up to people who we are like or we want to be like. Someone who doesn't care to help the world and doesn't care to do that doesn't watch me. I'm a horrible person to watch if you don't care about people. I talk to everyone, and these are all my people out here. And I just have never even been in this area before. But your story. You don't know where to start? Start with your story. Why? Think about the benefit that it could have for someone else. So I hope you got something from this video. I'm actually going to go to sleep, but I want to really get this one out. I love inspiring, I love creating, and I've been in this creating mode where I don't want to sit down on my computer. I want to still create though, and working on a lot of other projects at the same time. Some I'll talk with you all about soon. Special thing I'm working on actually for you all. And on that note, I usually end the vlogs with a quote. So what's a quote for today? A quote that I have, something that's been on my mind, I've worked with a few people on this, is the reason you don't have what you want, and maybe I already used this quote actually in the last video because it's been on my mind a lot, but we'll use it anyways. The reason why you don't have what you want is because what you want and what you believe, they don't match. You want something, actually it's on you to figure out what that means. It's on you to figure out what that means. But on that note, I'm tired, I need some rest. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. All of you who are commenting, please keep your comments coming. And it's so cool because I'm live. Like as soon as I upload this, like I'm look through the comments, and there's no like 4 or 5 days. So I'm very fresh in my mind of what you guys are commenting about. So please leave your comments. Any videos you'd like to see, any questions you have, leave them in the comment section, and I'll speak to you all later. In the meantime, everyone always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao.